Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. In fact, the last episode of Season 7 before we get into the First and Lasties next week. My name is Josh, and with me, we've got Joe.
Hey, man.
And Jimmy.
What's up, dogs?
Hello, Pasta Pal.
Pasta dogs.
Pasta dogs. Is it just a hot dog wrapped in pasta?
I'd imagine like spaghetti, like cased in some sort of like sausage casing and then put in a hot dog bun.
The spaghetti is cased? Like
Yeah,
inside
it's
of
cased
a
like
sausage?
a sausage, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know why that makes me want to throw up.
You just imagine biting into a hot dog, but it's actually spaghetti on the inside.
Oh, it just explodes into your mouth.
I think it would be okay if it was not just the casing and maybe a little bit of hot dog still on the outside. It's like you hollowed out a hot dog instead of just instead of making a spaghetti
I don't think
sausage.
that's better for me. You filled a hot dog with,
stuffed with pasta.
I don't know
It'd be
why.
a pretty
but,
thick hot dog.
Yeah. Jumbo.
I mean, have you ever had like SpaghettiOs and like Frank's when you were growing up? Just
Yeah,
like
I
that in
guess.
reverse.
I mean, I've had
guess.
like mac and cheese with like, hot dogs in it.
Right.
I'm not above hot dogs for sure. Hot dogs in any context are great.
Yeah.
I was
I'm for this.
imagining you were just like you were just wrapping spaghetti around a hot dog, tying it up.
That's like something like a 5 or 6-year-old
Probably
would say
deep fry
like
it.
they made for family dinner. Just like,
Just tied some spaghetti around a hot dog.
and I made
Kinda
mom
weave
and
it, make it
dad.
nice. What are those like? Like pigs in a blanket, but with spaghetti.
Well, but the blanket's like a croissant, not like just loose pasta.
Man, I want all of this now, except for the like intestine-filled spaghetti. spaghetti filled intestine. That's the one.
I don't know. I
Use
think
that,
I'm game
use
for
that take.
If it
I
has
think
a
I'm
good
game
snap,
for both.
then I'm on board.
Yeah.
It's got to have that snap.
Need that snap.
Gross.
I think this is we got something going. Stay tuned for First and Last Spaghetti Dogs coming at you. Season 8 for releasing a food line.
Oh, it's just stuffed into intestines.
Yeah, of course. Joe, this is not your premier hot dog spaghetti podcast. What is First and Last for any newcomers that just love Power Rangers and
Just
are here for the
wandered
first time?
into the last episode of season 7 somehow.
Yeah, just deciding to listen to any Power Rangers pod. We're a TV pod. We take a TV show and watch the very first and the very last episode, nothing in between. And we discuss what we've seen and what we haven't seen. In particular for the Rangers shows, we've been going like iteration by iteration. Like pretty much anytime they rename the show, we've taken that and done a first and last of, which we're at the 10th one now, you guys are saying?
11th, I believe.
11th? This is the 11th Rangers series, which it works for this because it is like a different storyline and there is a beginning and end.
Yeah.
Well, there's a beginning. Sometimes there's not really an end. Sometimes it ends kind of inconclusively and then just rolls into the next series.
Right. We never know what we're going to get.
That's right. So yeah, we're doing Power Rangers Dino Thunder this week. He went February 14th to November 20th, 2004 on, I believe, ABC Kids as it was on, or Toon Disney.
Okay.
And then it went for 38 episodes.
Man. Are these are we getting shorter? Or are there
seasons?
Yeah.
Are the episodes? Yeah.
38.
Yeah. I feel like it was normally like 40, but I think it's been 38 before.
Well, the first one is like a few hundred.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just did Ninja Storm.
Yeah, Ninja Storm was also 38.
Okay.
Did Ninja Storm? So going into Dino Thunder, did Ninja Storm? It just ended, right? Like it seemed like everyone was moving on, and there wasn't a looming threat. Correct.
I don't remember what happened in Ninja Storm.
I feel like two of them became like karate instructors at their old like dojo area or something.
Yeah, I'm reading the end of the Wikipedia, and it says Lothor attempts to open the abyss of evil and release its evil. In a final battle, he steals the samurai amulet and uses it to take away the Rangers' powers. However, the Wind Rangers combine their inner ninja powers to overpower Lothor and throw him into the abyss. After the battle, the powerless Rangers become ninja masters at the Wind Ninja Academy. There's a whole ninja academy thing going on with like people who control different elements. It's what I imagine the Last Airbender to be like, but I don't actually know.
I haven't seen that either.
Maybe we'll do it.
I assume you're correct, just because I also have not seen anything from that either, so must be right.
Man.
But this one, Joe, has dinosaurs in the name. Dino and Thunder.
So I guess I imagine since it's Dino Thunder, there's just like no correlation to the one right before with ninjas, right? Like it's just gonna be, we got to give the people what they want. They're here for dinos. Let's give them the dinos.
What was the other Dino Rager one?
We haven't done one yet.
Raging Dinos. Oh, am I thinking Wild Force?
Yeah, mate. Well, that was one.
Because that was like full of dinos, wasn't it?
There was one with some like ancient animals, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Is this the first dino one that we've done?
I think so, because there's a dino like Charge, but that's like later.
That's later. Okay. I don't know why I thought that.
I mean, the original Mighty Morphin was pretty
dino heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
this is definitely true.
They're all, yeah. So I'm just wondering, like, are we taking we're taking the element theme from the ninjas and just slapping dinos in there?
Oh, because
Dino
like
slap.
storm and thunder.
Yeah, thunder.
That's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. Lightning. Fire. Wind.
Just naming things that might happen in a storm.
Ice.
Dino sleet. Oh, I'll be back.
Oh, all right. Well, Joe, you got any hot takes?
I guess I don't. I mean, I'm excited that there's dinos. I do like dinosaurs more than ninjas, which we've had kind of a mix of, the themes of the previous ones that we did where it's like space or cops or space cops or motorcycles,
Dino
ninjas.
element space cops.
I feel like of those things, like dinosaurs is more my thing. I am looking out for Power Rangers Mystic Force, which is like, 2 out from where we are. So I guess it'll be 2 seasons from now. But, Dino and Thunder, those are things I'm excited about.
Those are 2 nice things.
Yeah.
Man, is Mystic Force... So are these starting to just sort of borrow from other popular culture things? Like, is Mystic Force just Harry Potter Rangers? There's a sorcerer. They got wands.
I don't know, because it's like they're still basing these off of like the Japanese series, right? So
yeah,
like this is 2004, and that it's not direct 2004 culture that they would have to be referencing. It's like 2004, like also looking to Japan and seeing what they're referencing in the original show there. And then I guess it still could be Harry Potter via Japan via Power Rangers.
I'm hoping for it.
What'd I miss?
They're wizards.
Oh, like dinosaur shaped wizard? Do they?
They're shaped
Control
like
wizards?
dinosaurs.
Yeah. I don't know why when you said they were wizards, I went, they're shaped like dinosaurs and they're wizards. That doesn't make any sense. Do they control dinosaurs then with their wizardry?
You guys ever been to Rainforest Cafe
Oh,
and have
RIP.
the?
Yeah.
Is that still there?
I don't think so, but they like one of the go-to like menu items is the prehistoric dino bites, which are chicken nuggets shaped like dinos.
Just dino nuggets. Yeah.
So I think you're talking about wizards deep fried and breaded and shaped like dinosaurs.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Hope to see that.
I don't think that's what's happening in this Power Rangers. For whichever one of you just said that.
Wasn't me.
Joe thinks they're dinosaur wizards.
Do you guys think we're gonna get origin story here or diving in? I feel like we always get a little bit of origin.
Always.
I think-
they got to build up that mythology.
Oh, it's totally origin. This is dinosaurs. I'm going paleontologist. This is like the opening of Jurassic Park. Dr. Grant's like digging around, except Dr. Grant's not Sam Neill. It's just some
That's too
lousy teenager we've never met in our lives.
Lousy teenage archaeologists, paleontologists.
Maybe they're on like summer trip or something, you know? Doing some sort of like dino camp. And then
I
they
like
dig
it.
something up. They're like,
I like
oh,
it.
someone found a bone. And it ends up being a jewel and it turns them into Power Rangers.
Cool.
Dino jewel. It is a fossil, but it's also bejeweled.
Yeah, it's like the little amber with the mosquito John Hammond had on his cane in Jurassic Park, and it was orange amber. I think every Power Ranger is going to find an amber like that, but with the color of the ranger they are.
They're gonna suck it out of a mosquito
Yeah.
with their lips.
But the problem is that when they dug up the ranger ambers, what are they going to call them? I don't know. Not ranger ambers. That sounds stupid. When they dig that up, they also unleashed something that they're going to
More
have to use
dinos.
their newfound Power Ranger skills to fight.
I hope that in their archaeological dig, they're just in the desert around Angel Grove and just find the original like dino layer. What was it? Is there a name for that? What is it called?
Zordon's house? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and then they gotta fix it up. They find out like Alpha 5's like, I was trapped here for how long has it been? 6 years.
I've been just 6 years.
We gotta fix this tube. Wait, well, when was? I guess longer.
I mean, who knows in the timeline of when first Power Rangers
Rangers.
and this Power Rangers happens, you know? We've been to space and back and and other worlds, so
I just
This could
lulled
be-
it 6 years because like Rita was trapped on the moon for like centuries.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Alien Rangers was 96, so it ended in 96, so like 7 years.
Yeah.
Oh, like real world years?
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably how long. This is
We've
in
been on
Angel
other
Grove.
worlds and stuff.
7
That's
years
true.
later.
We've been through time.
Shoot, we've been through time.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on some sort of ninja worlds and weird floating turtle island planets.
Super important question. Joe, I feel like, is usually the most passionate about this. Is do we see Zords in this first episode?
It's a two-parter, right?
Yeah. And
I
we're
feel-
watching both.
Yeah, I feel like part 2 we're gonna see some Zords.
Okay.
I'm gonna still
I'd
say
have
no.
to. I'd have to agree with Joe.
Hmm.
All right.
Two-parter, we gotta see some Zords.
Mm-hmm.
Or
All right.
what are they doing?
Being Rangers.
We might have talked about this in a previous Ranger pod, but did you guys have like a favorite dinosaur growing up? I know. Mike,
I mean,
for
I
sure.
think, I think mine was I think I was a Velociraptor kid.
Okay.
Jurassic Park really helped me get there.
Solid pick. Mine was Ankylosaurus.
Yeah.
It's a like hard-shelled herbivore.
It's got that big wrecking ball on its tail.
Yeah, it's got a club on its tail. That's kind of like the defining feature.
Oh yeah. Is it kind of a otherwise like a Stegosaurus looking thing?
Yeah, but just like a hard shell instead of like a spiked spine.
Nice. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if I could narrow it down. What
Too
are
many
the
to count?
ones, what are the ones in Lost World that the hunter guy calls Friar Tuck? You know what I'm talking about? Listeners know what I'm
No,
talking about.
That was so specific
They
to
have the-
1 point.
They have the like dome heads that they like bash against each other.
Oh, Pachylophosaur? Pachyosaurus. They're the ones that headbutt, right? They're two-legged and they headbutt each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on
I
the
think-
Jurassic Park Wikipedia now, and it says Pachycephalosaurus.
I pulled that one out of my head.
Man.
I like dinosaurs growing up. What can I say?
Welcome to the Dino Pod.
I have 2 questions for you guys. One was if we're going to see Zords, but I have 2 other ones pertaining to this first episode and what we find out. How many Power Rangers are there in the first episode? Like, is it going to be a classic 5 troop? I think you're going to go to 3? Because Ninja Storm had 3 to begin with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right.
I think classic 5, and they like start strong with like a 5. I kind of feel like this is because this is, I think, Disney's first like full season.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like they're gonna treat this as like maybe like a reboot, and go a little bit
Ooh.
back to the roots.
I like that. I'll say that, but I'll raise you because I think if we got Origin, I think they need a ranger to show them the ropes. I'm gonna go. There's like 5 new rangers, but then there's whoever's teaching them how to range. So 6.
So a 5+1 scenario.
Yeah. Assuming
Like a
they don't
previous
find Alpha
ranger?
5. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think they're going to lowball it, and they're going to have a battle party of 4 then, because I don't want to say 5 or 6 now. So I'm going to go 4. And then I have one other important question. Is my thought initially was that they're going to open something up in the earth and unleash an ancient terror or something. Well, we see a returning bad guy
Ooh.
in this one. Are we going to get a Rita or a Zed potentially?
So you know who this is?
I don't know. I don't have a clue. I have no idea who a bad guy would be. I'm going to say no, because I think it's a new bad guy from the depths of hell or something.
I'd like to see Goldar come back and like have a chance at being the main baddie. I think he's earned it.
A redemption quest.
Yeah.
It's his time.
That'd be sweet, but I don't think we're gonna see. I don't know that we would see that in the first. So I'm gonna say new.
I don't know, man. A solid shot of Goldar kicking ass in the brand new series of Power Rangers might get it some some talking people. People are gonna be chatting about that one.
It's gonna be blowing up.
It's probably not. It's probably probably didn't do it, but you know. What else do we have to talk about before we dive into the first episodes?
I think that's all I got.
All right. Oh, I mean, they're dinosaurs. Is there any? I mean, is it just going to be like T-Rex, Stegosaurus, Triceratops? Is it going to almost be the exact? Could it be the same 5 from the original, except for like maybe like woolly mammoth is
Ankylosaurus.
an ankylosaurus?
It's my fave.
So I'm
Love
curious on that. I guess we don't need to try to figure out how many.
It's
Or
just
which all 5 or however we think it are. But
5
I'm curious.
velociraptors.
Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that when we get there and see. So, all right, cool.
Takes
Well,
minutes.
let's watch this first episode. We're going to watch all 2 of the episodes because they happen on the exact same day. And they are called, it was on Valentine's Day. February 14th, 2004. And it is called Day of the Dino, which is also a reference to, I think, the very first Power Rangers episode ever, which was called Day of the Dumpster, wasn't it? That's when Rita, I'm pretty sure that's true. So, well, we will be back after the first episodes of Power Rangers Dino Thunder, Day of the Dino, Part 1 and 2. And we're back. We're done with the first episodes, I guess, of Power Rangers Dino Thunder, Day of the Dino, Part 1 and Part 2. Jimmy, do you have a write-up?
Sure do. For Part 1, when Mesorog, an evil scientist, unleashes Biozords on the city, former Power Ranger Tommy Oliver recruits 3 high school kids to become Power Rangers and tame the beasts. That's already, not exactly what happened. Okay, doing well. Part 2. Dr. Oliver explains the significance of the gems to a bewildered Connor and Ethan and takes them along with him to save Kira. Kira finds herself in a lab of sorts and meets a strange reptilian creature who demands the gems. She tells him where they are and is turned over to Elsa and Zeltrax, who are ordered to destroy her. Fortunately, she escapes and runs into Ethan, Connor, and Dr. Oliver and battle the Tyrannodrones and Zeltrax. The next day, Zeltrax attacks the city and the Power Rangers obtain their Zords.
Are the Tyrannodrones what they're calling the putties?
Yeah.
Exactly.
in this?
Yeah.
Yep.
T-drones.
That's a cooler name than putties, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because the idea is it's dino DNA mixed with technology, right?
Yeah, they're biozords
guess.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
So part
What
organic.
are the bad guys also like weird organic dinosaur human?
I hope
Yeah,
so.
I think that's kind of the idea. Is it's part of like Tommy's experiments gone wrong.
Yeah, if that's the
Bad
case,
scientist.
I kind of think that's true, and I have my predictions will show you what I mean. But
Okay.
before we get there,
Yeah.
um,
So
first
we
episode.
have soccer playing overconfident jock Connor
Connor Knight,
McKnight.
Mick Knight, of course, he's of the Mick family.
He's the straight white male, so he's of course the Red Ranger.
And a huge sexist douche as well.
yeah. Wow, they really went for it. Then we have Ethan James, who's like the hacker guy.
Yeah, he's the nerd.
He's the nerd, so of course he's the Blue Ranger, which is again Triceratops, which I think is actually kind of fun.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then we have Avril Lavigne, who Kira Ford is her name. And she's yellow, and she's basically just the punk rock looking like but kind of Lilith Fair, like Jewel playing, guitar playing, something.
No,
It's
I mean, I
also-
think you nailed it with Avril Lavigne. I didn't really think of that.
Yeah. Somebody actually, I think Cassidy calls her Avril
Oh,
offhandedly at one point. But I had already written it down, just so we're clear.
Just so you know, Jimmy Artie.
Also, I recognize Kira as being from the Marvel show Cloak and Dagger that lasted 2 seasons, I believe.
was she
It was
cloak or
okay.
dagger?
Neither.
But she had superpowers like experience already, and she didn't even get to be cloak or dagger.
Right? No, she's Detective O'Reilly, who's like, I forget exactly. She's in the comics too, where it's like she's like tracking down trying to figure out who they are. Anyway, yeah.
You said Ethan. You were like, it's fun that Ethan has a Triceratops, but Kira has the pterodactyl, and
Yeah.
Connor has the T-Rex.
Yeah,
so
I
they all
guess-
have the same Zords.
Well, red is T-Rex. No, yellow is saber-toothed tiger, right?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
is that how it goes? Dang it! Okay.
So,
I
but-
thought for a second
pink-
they all
But they
lined
still
up.
reuse the same dinos from the original.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pink
No new
is,
dinos yet.
Pink Ranger is obviously the pterodactyl. Josh.
Sorry, sorry.
Then we have Dr. Oliver, who's Tommy, for the Green Ranger from the original / White Ranger, and it seems like he's trying to he's hiding out here in the town of Reefside, even though that's just his name, and I don't he's not doing a great job of it, and so much so that this high school newspaper girl Cassidy is already figuring him out that he's got something going on.
There's no possible way you'd know this, but did you recognize Cassidy Cornell?
I didn't know. Is she in
You
a
both have
Marvel or
No, you both have seen her before. I was looking up names of the thing, and she was Mara, the daughter of the bad guy in the last Power Rangers in Ninja Storm.
oh okay, now I see it, but
So, yeah, she was the daughter of the bad guy / a bad guy.
Same character?
No, well,
don't think so.
her name was Mara, and her name was Mara in the other one.
She was
Oh,
like an
and
evil
now-
because there was 2 daughters, right?
Yeah, there was 2 daughters, and she was one of them.
Yeah, there's no way. This
So I
is
think she
insane.
just got
Just recast.
casted for the next season. They're like, we like you. You can be
No one will notice.
Good for her.
Josh.
except for me. 20 years later.
Other important, we had this evil principal lady who was just clearly gonna be a bad guy.
Yeah, it had to be.
And then of course she turned out to be a bad guy, but like a real baddie named Elsa,
Yeah.
which is just not the most fear-inducing name for a bad guy.
No, her human name, Principal Randall, sounds scarier than her evil dino bad guy name,
Yeah.
which is just Elsa.
Yeah. Then
So,
you had
there's
the
that.
Mesozog, who I thought was a fun baddie. It's pretty dark. And growly.
He looked kind of scary. They could have made that into you could have put that into a horror movie.
He's
in
got
the
kind of a
dark.
dino head, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the Red Skull of dinosaur heads.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It looks like he's wearing kind of a mask, but with eyes behind it. Yeah, it's kind of like a dino skull mask.
Yeah, it's not it doesn't
Yeah.
seem quite full dino, intact flesh and all. It seems there's some a little off about
Some
him.
kind of mutant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of two-legged freak. I guess there was two-legged dinosaurs, obviously, but we saw some in this episode.
Right.
He's bipedal, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so he got introduced. Well, we didn't really know who he was, I guess, but he got introduced right at the end of the first episode when Kira was kidnapped, and he was like, "Give me the stones."
Yep.
Which
She's like,
I would
don't
say,
have 'em."
solid ending to part 1, because I was going through an internal turmoil of, oh, why is there like almost a cliffhanger sort of on the end of part 1 when we know part 2 is happening right away? But hey, it's going to keep you watching. You're going to be like, well, I guess I got to wait till the commercial's over to start the next episode.
Yeah, stay tuned.
See who this dinosaur man is.
Yep. Stick around.
Yeah. I mean, so basically, the kids, Ethan, Kira, and Connor, all get detention from the principal for doing various things on the bad to just not bad at all scale. Pretty much all over the place. They get detention, and then for some reason the principal tells Tommy, like offhand, like, oh, you have to bring these, you have to do detention for these guys. So he brings them to a museum to look around. The museum is closed. Tommy mentioned noticed the guy's name. What was his name? Anton Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was like, we find out later that was Tommy's like old partner.
Yeah, his partner in science, and who had disappeared, but he was like a rich guy, I guess.
Seems like it. He owns a museum, right?
Yeah, is it maybe funding these weirdy projects?
So then Tommy's like, I'm gonna try to figure out if I can get inside or something, or see what's going on. How about you kids all just wander around, and if you find something that looks like prehistoric, you can leave detention. And it's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, he said he'll cancel detention for the rest of the week if you find something prehistoric. Like, first of all, like, what do you mean find something prehistoric?
And does he even have that power to do that?
He just also doesn't want to do this. So he's like, just walk around. Let's see if we can work this out.
Right. And if you find anything on museum grounds that's prehistoric, I think you're not supposed to touch it.
Yeah, just
right?
rip it out the ground and bring it to me.
So, but then he like goes in and tries to look around and comes back out to just directly where he told them to go look around. And he's like, what? Where did they go? And it's like, you told them to wander around.
Yeah, they're like digging up bones.
Yeah.
But while they wandered around, they fell into a hole, and then they found their little power morphing gems.
They fell into a hole into like some sort of, it's essentially like a ranger home base, essentially, right?
Yeah. It's like a ranger crypt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which they later find out is just like Tommy's basement.
Yeah, somehow
it was
connected Tommy's house.
I feel like it
Very
was two
strange.
different places.
They're just two very similar looking places.
Yeah, I think he had one at the museum, and then I feel like he had one at his house.
Gotcha.
It was
'Cause I
literally,
imagine
like the same
Tommy-
set.
Yeah. I imagine Tommy knew about the one in the museum, but maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he said like he had them, and he like took them because he didn't want people to become Power Rangers, essentially.
Yeah. So at the one at the museum, there's like computer screens and stuff, and then there's also like a pedestal that's holding these like 3 stones, essentially. I don't know if they look enough like dino eggs, but they're just like 3 colored stones, red, yellow, and blue, that are obviously like gonna hold the key to the Power Ranger powers. So the kids, again, because they were told to find something prehistoric, they of course grab the stones, which awakens something in them.
Classic.
The powers. Oh, can we get into that really quick? What it awoke in them? Because I was trying
Dino
to figure it
puberty.
out for Ethan, like what the Blue Rangers like latent ability was, and I couldn't really figure it out. Connor like could go faster now. He turned into Sonic.
Yeah, fast
Like-
guy.
And
Yeah.
then Kira could like scream like a banshee, basically.
Yep.
And as far as I understood, Ethan got glowing blue fists sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You're like some sort of like stone skin kind of thing.
Is that what he got? He got stone skin?
Yeah, he was like throwing up his forearms to like block Tyrannodrone pincer hands or whatever.
Okay. Maybe I took all of that in and just didn't connect any of those dots.
I didn't connect that either, but I did read about it on the Wikipedia later.
Nice.
Okay.
His skin was turning like a texture, like it looked like.
Yeah, now that you say it, I remember he's like, what's up with my skin? But then I just only really remembered when they were fighting the dino putties, and his like hands and like kicks were just like a little bit blue whenever they like touched the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, wasn't clear, but
Right.
yeah, he's got like super strong skin now.
Cool.
Like
Oh, and then Tommy reenacted the Jurassic Park scene where the Tyrannosaurus Rex chases the Jeep for a little bit.
yeah,
Oh yeah, what was that about? Because
that was in the first episode.
yeah, when he comes back and he can't find the kids, then the like giant T-Rex statue that was outside the museum like attacks him and he roundhouse kicks it before getting into the Jeep.
Like you just jumping roundhouse kick a T-Rex, you know?
Yeah.
He missed, by the way.
I mean, I
As
guess
you-
if you
as you
know,
would.
if you're the former Green Ranger, like go for it, man.
Sure.
He's going to kick. You know he's going to kick.
Tommy's gonna kick. So then he drives his Jeep. Is it a Jeep?
Yeah.
Just straight up a JP Jeep. And he drives it under like an underpass on a highway, and then the T-Rex hits his head, and like it's like it's passed out, and Tommy runs over, and it's wires are all fried.
It was a machine, but it looked so real. Also, 10 years after Jurassic Park came out, that dinosaur looked like trash.
Yeah. Should have used a miniature or something, like not CGI for this.
Yeah, I feel like we've had this conversation the last couple Power Rangers, but it just seems like they need to go back to like more practical, like just use the toys or something, you know?
Yeah, they've gone off the rails with the blending of different CGIs.
I mean, 2004, trying to get my head back to that zone. I go, this is fun, but I still think it probably looks bad, right?
It looks
Especially-
bad, I think.
Especially if I've seen Jurassic Park 10 years
Definitely.
before that. So, whatever. And then basically that's the end of episode 1 after Kira gets captured.
Well, yeah, because they
And
take
then-
the stones and then that mesogog or whatever like senses that someone has taken the stones. He's like, they've moved. I can feel it. So now,
He's like, there's a disturbance in the force.
yeah. So now they're after the kids.
Yeah. But then episode 2 starts. It's Mesogog and Kira. He's like, give me your stone. She's like, I don't have it. I gave it to the boys. And then she manages to escape and teleport away. She teleports to where Tommy and Ethan and Connor are. They get attacked by dinosaur putties.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tommy explains a little bit of what's going on. Then the bad guys. So the bad guys were attacking the city with the dinosaur Zords.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
They just like let them loose, essentially. So they let them loose, and then the Power Rangers came. Oh, they got their morphers. From Tommy was like, I made these morphers so you can harness your power and become Power Rangers. The stones picked you, blah blah blah. Everything that happens in a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
When they get their power. And then they go and they fight. That one. What's his name? Xenorax.
Zeltrax.
Zeltrax. Pfizer. What?
Yeah. What?
Oh,
Ask your doctor about Zeltrax.
It's definitely a thing.
He sounds like a prescription. And then they fight him. They tame the Biozords.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of win, and they go back and talk to Tommy for a minute, and he's like, "I'll explain to you tomorrow after school, but you guys are Power Rangers and everything's dope." And they're like, "Cool." End.
Yeah, you've got this crazy power. I'll explain it later.
Good night.
But
sleep tight.
But just know,
Just
it's
go back to your lives
crazy.
now.
I thought it was fun for a minute when we had evil Zords. I was like, that's new. Into that,
Bad
and then they
Zords.
immediately just talked to them, and now they're good Zords.
Oh, another other fun thing that they did in this second episode was when Mesogog was telling them to put the Zords in the city. He said something along the lines of the like idiots are just gonna think Lothar's back, which is the bad guy from Ninja Storm.
He mentioned
that's what
Lothar, and
that
I didn't
was.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lex
Yeah.
Lothar?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he mentioned Lothar, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. And so
Okay.
I looked it up, and that is the bad guy from Ninja Storm. So
Okay.
they're connected for sure.
Shoot. Okay. Interesting.
It's for the
What?
Even-
for the true fans.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's me because I heard it and I was like, neat.
How could this possibly be the same world? Okay.
7 years has only passed since the first Power Rangers till now, Jimmy. Apparently that might actually be true. I mean, at most, Tommy's like a professor now. What, like at what, so like 15 to 20 years? He can't be playing anybody that's over 40 years old.
No,
Yeah,
for
even
sure.
one of the students was like, "You're too young to be a teacher," which
Yeah.
like how young is too young to be a teacher?
Yeah, like not really.
yeah. If he's like 22, he's old enough to be a teacher.
Right.
Exactly.
Hmm.
What do you guys think of this as an intro to a Power Rangers?
I think I think my prediction of it being kind of a reboot panned out.
Yeah, I can feel that.
And you know, going back to dinos, going back to just like normal high school kids thrown into a situation instead of like there was more world building on the part of the kids, I feel like, than there was in the previous few Rangers that we did, where it was more about, okay, it's the year 3001, or like, listen, we're in a world where there's like mystic creatures. Like, no, we're just at a different high school, and there's some powers going on. And like with a lot of reboots, you have someone from the original there to kind of usher in the newbies, which we have with Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy's essentially their Zordon now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
No Alpha 5 person
Yeah.
currently.
Yeah. It's
Sure,
just-
Tommy
Tommy's
will
just
build
filling.
one.
Tommy's both.
It's a Dino Alpha 5
Yeah, he'll build a
bio.
Ankylosaurus Alpha 5.
Love to see it. Yeah, I thought, as far as like plot wise goes, I think they did a lot with 2 episodes. They really like spent the first episode kind of the way they did in the beginning ones, where it was just like where we always complain where there weren't any Zords, because they're kind of building the plot. But then in the second one, they really shot through to you have all the things, you magically know karate and all the stuff that you need to know. You automatically have all the synchronized choreography down.
Yeah, they definitely wrote off, that thing. They're like, hey, Tommy, how are we going to know like what's what? And he just said, don't worry, you'll know what to do. Like,
Dino Thunder, power up.
but I feel like
That's all you
they
need.
haven't even used that line in old Power Rangers where they're like, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
you'll know. I agree with you, Jimmy, in the way that it's like first episode was story, setting up the plot, and then they just even in the first episode, I was like, man, music in this episode's not very good. Remember when Power Rangers music used to be awesome? And I did not think that in the first episode, especially with Kira's freak out
that
song.
was so bad.
That was so bad. But then in the second episode, it took like 5 minutes, and they were like, all right, now how about we morph and just fight for the rest of the episode?
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty cool. Music got a little bit better. Still wasn't, I think, as hype as it used to be, but still much better than the first episode. So it kicked it up. So if you're watching this whole thing the day it came out, or, with us right now,
February
I think you're
14th.
happy at the end.
I think also I appreciated how when there were baddies, it was just like dark. Like it was a very different contrast from like the original Power Rangers, where you're just
They
always
fight in
battling
parks.
in the day. Yeah, in a beautiful
Yeah.
park. Like
Mm-hmm.
here's the bad guy. This was like baddie scene is just like it is nighttime always for some reason, and storming. And then when this guy's in his ship, and I'm not really sure what's going on with him. He lives in like a ship under the sea, but now it's like flying and flies over reef side, brings the storm with him.
Hell yeah. Some bad
what-
guy shit.
Is that what happened? He like
I think every ridiculous thing you just said was 100% accurate.
okay. It's kind of tough to follow.
Who knows where bad guys pop out of sometimes.
Yeah.
One thing I find interesting is I'm curious on how they're gonna, maybe because it's just a kids show, they're not even gonna try. But how much are they gonna pretend like the kids don't recognize Principal Randall as Elsa?
Yeah, she was when we first saw Elsa, or when Kira first saw Elsa, she was like, "You look familiar," and I was like, "That's
Oh,
your
right.
principal. What do you mean?" I totally
But,
thought she
I
was
mean-
gonna recognize it right away.
Her principal was only there for like one day. She did she was up and close and personal with her like before detention and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it's at least believable that right away she's like not connecting those dots. But
It's a weird enough
After-
situation.
after 1 week of school and like 2 more Power Ranger battles, they're gonna know, right?
She's gonna take those glasses off, and everyone's gonna know she's Superman.
Yeah, she's gonna Clark Kent 'em, and they're gonna be like, "Whoa!"
It's Elsa. Kick her.
Yeah. I guess I don't have a prediction about that. I don't know if you guys do, but I think they know by the end.
I can't imagine they don't, but it's still a kids show, I guess. So maybe they'll try to play it stupid. And then also only 3 Power Rangers, which
Yeah.
is a small amount, but I think it worked really well.
Surprised by that.
I think there's no way there isn't more Power Rangers by the end, but
Yeah,
I
I,
don't
think
know.
it's fine to start with 3.
I think 3 is a good start. Yeah.
we got Tommy and stuff going on. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, if this is a legit kind of like using this as kind of a reboot, revamp, they could probably stick with 3 for a while. This is the team. All in.
All in. That's should we do predictions now?
Sure.
Do it.
Sweet. I'm gonna do mine. I want to do mine first.
Nope, my
Show
turn.
you guys, show you kids how it's done. Number 1, I think Elsa is good, or at least is helping the good guys, like at the end. Because there was one scene in the second episode where Mega Mesogog, like he uses like mind powers and like hurt Elsa and that pharmaceutical bad guy.
Valtrex.
Valtrex, that he hurt them because he's like, I don't like being like disappointed. So I feel like he's just given the option. Elsa is now helping the good guys
Mm-hmm.
because Mesogog is such a douche.
Just a bad boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
This one's
motivating his team correctly.
exactly. This one's pro Joe. I think there's an Ankylosaurus Ranger / Zord.
Cool. I hope so.
Nice.
Underrated dinosaur.
I agree with you there. I think Tommy steps away from Zordoning to Zord riding, aka he's a Power Ranger again.
Oh yeah, he's got to be kicking ass for sure. I could see that.
Yeah. My fourth one is there's a blimp or a zeppelin, because this is my last chance to get that point this season.
Yeah.
And then I have a hidden fifth one. I think Mesogog is Anton Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, okay, so that's the guy who is Tommy's
That was the
like, farming
Tommy's
partner?
who like has disappeared and stuff.
I have that exact same prediction.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
that too.
Oh, really? Okay.
I couldn't decide though whether to make that a predict or not. I think I'll take that out and put back my original fourth. If we all think that, then let's just if that happens, let's just all get that point.
All right.
Okay. I put that as my hidden fifth.
Okay, we'll
One,
have it as a
so.
hidden fifth too. Then I'll put my
Okay.
other one back.
Okay.
Those are mine. Who's up?
I can go.
Okay.
So, I have that. I also think that Tommy's got some stuff going on. I think Tommy says it's morphin' time.
If he morphs, that's what he says.
Get
For
some
sure, right?
nostalgia. And I
Mhm.
think we all die a little inside.
Do you? Oh yeah. Wait. Do you actually think if Tommy morphs and is a Power Ranger, like both me and you now think, is he like a Green Ranger like he was before, or is he now a special Dino Ranger like the rest of them? Like, did he get different powers, or does he have his own old ones?
I mean, I want him to have his old ones.
Yeah. I bet at some point if he morphs, he has them, but I bet he has Dino powers now. But I wouldn't be surprised if like episode 22, when he finally morphs, he's like the Green Ranger for a little bit.
I feel like I'm using like logic, which is the incorrect thing to do here. But I feel like if he had a dino gem thing, he would be using it. So
Yeah,
so
I'm saying I agree that if he had it, he would. I think they'd get more.
Oh,
so.
okay. I see. All right. Well, that would ruin my prediction because I think he says it's morphin' time and not Dino Power Thunder Up.
I want him to just
Or what?
morph into a Dino Ranger, but just ignore the rules and just say morphin' time
Dino
anyway.
Up. Listen to me, Dino.
All right. Sorry, I'm ruining your predictions.
It's all right. I think number 2. I think Cassidy is kidnapped. I think we have like a Cassidy and her like dumb cameraman has fallen around, and it's kind of a bulk and skull thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they set her up to be a little bit more like likable than that, and so that they like in this they like care that she's like kidnapped. Then I think we have some sort of talking dino bot, sort of like an Alpha 5 sort of not a human but little sidekick.
So it's going to be like small, not like a Zord, just a Dino bot, like a human or smaller size.
I'm picturing more like Alpha size height.
Okay.
Like
for some reason, I thought
Triceratops
you
or
meant
something.
when you said Dinobot, I thought you meant an entire Zord that's just like, "Let me help you, Power Rangers."
Yeah, or I guess maybe they just talk to their.
I guess there has been Zords that are like sentient that have helped them in the past, so that's not too far off.
Yeah, talking Dinobot, and then I think something has to happen where they're not Rangers anymore. I think their gems are destroyed somehow, and that we're left not knowing what the future holds.
Fair enough.
Because I feel like that's just what happens for Rangers.
I don't know. They might switch it up in this quote unquote reboot that we've declared.
Yeah, and I guess the ninjas were still ninjas, but I'll stick with my predict.
Cool.
I think it's you, Joe.
We saw that Connor is a soccer player, so I think he uses those skills against bad guys, and he kicks an object with distance. That's how I described it. Like he's just gonna like punt something into space.
Love it.
Yeah. I think Ethan hacks a mainframe because again, he's our computer guy. So I think he, hacks something to save the world.
Hacks the Gibson.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I think that Kira plays a new original song, not the Freak You Out song, but a completely new song, maybe inspired by her Ranger quests.
Ooh.
And then I think at the end, Tommy leaves town to go on some sort of like solo adventure. Like he's just kind of a nomad and he's going to go do more research or chase after Anton or something.
Just
All right.
gets on his motorcycle and angrily leaves town.
Yeah, exactly.
Forms a Sons of Anarchy motorcycle club.
Man.
We find out that's Jax's dad's father's father or something like that. That's how that show started. It's in the Power Rangers universe. Makes sense why Jax is Jesus. It all comes together. All right. Okay, so let's watch the final episode of Dino Thunder. We're only watching part 2 of the finale because they happened on different days, and we got rules here, and we stick to them. So this is called Thunderstruck Part 2. We'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the final episode of Power Rangers Dino Thunder. We watched the second part of Thunderstruck Part 2. Do you have a write-up, Jim?
Sure do. Josh.
Thank you. I don't know why I came on so hot there. But
Mesagog's lair was destroyed with Mesagog still inside, but it's not time to celebrate yet. An enraged Zeltrax declares war on the Rangers like never before and holds Elsa hostage. To make things worse, Cassidy and Devin know the Rangers' true identities and intend to use it to their advantage. It'll take all that the Rangers have to defeat Zeltrax and end it once and for all and keep from being exposed for what they really are.
heroes?
Teenagers. Going to prom.
Going to prom. Initial thoughts, all in all. What'd you guys think about this episode?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more positive about this than definitely Joe, at least.
The one cool thing I remember was to defeat Zeltrax's Zord. They took all of the Zords and had them shoot some sort of beam together. That was pretty intense.
But that didn't even beat it, Joe.
Yeah. It's cool to see
those.
though.
Reverse time. Or they just
I think it just stood back up, actually.
It looked just like they just exactly reversed the footage.
Oh, that's what they did, but they wanted you to think it just stood back up.
Okay.
I'm positive about this for kind of that reason that you just said, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But my reasoning is I feel like 85% of this episode was just Power Rangers fighting. It was just awesome Power Rangers action. And throughout that, they were like, last episode, use everything.
Yep.
You know, right when they were fighting that guy Zord, they were like, you have to use all the Zords. And then they just pulled out all the Zords that they had. Because there was 7 other Dinozords just on the side that they just pulled out to use.
So many
and then
toys.
And then they blew them up. So they definitely used them in a way they never used them before. So they used every single Zord. Valtrex had a really cool, freaking Japanese anime Zord all to himself. That thing was nuts.
Yeah.
That was some Gundam ass shit right there. Whatever he had. And
they
then
sacrificed their Zords,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. But then even after that, then they're like, cool, we won. We beat Valtrex. We beat his Zord. And then Mesagog came back, and he's like, yo, what's up? I'm not even regular Mesagog. I'm Super Shredder Mesagog.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah, Super Shredder.
He became Super Shredder,
His feet got bigger.
and his neck got longer. And he got a
Giraffe
tail
Mesagog.
like Venom. Or a tongue like Venom.
Oh yeah, he had a Strigoi tongue.
It was so really randomly, he's just like, here you go, here's a long tongue. And then when they fought him, they used like a bunch of their weapons. They drove a motorcycle around, and they even switched like Power Ranger modes. They had like
Yeah.
their suits had like, I think there was at least 3 different modes that we saw.
Kind of battle Dino Thunder mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just hype about this episode because of how much Power Rangers fighting there was, and then how they just were like, fine, last episode, everything. Because you want to see everything one more time.
Well,
Yeah.
farewell to the dinos.
Yeah. They're definitely getting they've gone totally off the rails with how many toys they're trying to push at this point. Every level up of everything. But dang, do I want some of those toys, you know?
Yeah. So I guess plot wise, we can, I guess if you guys want to talk about that.
Well, so we had some new characters. We had some gal named Haley who seems to be in their like dino lair and knows what's up. Don't know who she is. We have human Anton Mercer is seemingly around again.
Yep. Oh, I looked it up. Assuming your next new person is that the White Ranger, Trent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he is the adoptive son of Anton Mercer. I looked him up.
Okay. They don't have the same last name though, right?
No, he's like Trent Martinez or Fernandez, I think. Fernandez? That sounds more right to
Racist.
me. I just don't remember what I read. He was like,
Yeah, it's Fernandez.
okay, Fernandez. But then I guess he also goes as Trent Mercer too. So
He's the White Ranger.
the White Dino Ranger.
That makes sense because at the end, Trent says he's going to go to school, and Anton is very happy about that. He's going to go off to art school or something.
Not Dino School? Come
Dino
on,
school.
Trent.
Yeah, I missed what they all said. There was definitely like an end cap, like, this is what we're all doing. But
I think we're just all at prom. That's all that mattered, right?
Yeah, Tommy said he
Yeah.
was going to stick around and teach.
oh yeah, right. I think there was
Well,
like a soccer camp or something. Anyway,
Yeah, they definitely made it a point, though, when they finally fully defeated Mesagog, that they were like, all the power from our gem is gone. I guess we're not Power Rangers anymore.
yep. Stay tuned to see how we're still Power Rangers, though. Next season, next iteration. I'm assuming.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, at some point. And then I guess the other thing is that Elsa was human now?
Yeah, she was under some sort of spell or something.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of spells with these like evil people.
It seemed like Veltrax was too. Like Veltrax, Tommy was like calling him like Schmitty or something. Come on, man. Remember me? He's like, shut up, Tommy. Schmitty's gone.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't care about any of the plot stuff, but I will say I was happy about all the fighting and all the toys that they showed me. even as a now 36-year-old man, I was like, this is awesome.
Look at those toys. Get a look
I
at
love-
that.
I love this exploding barbed wire match going on in front of me.
Yeah, there's a lot of exploding. Even when they morph, they just shit explodes behind them.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be? It seems counterintuitive, but it's pretty dope that you're such a cool you're such a cool superhero that when you change into your superpower, you blow something up behind you that probably you should have protected. You know,
Yeah.
that's how strong they are.
You're like trying to protect a kitten. You're like, get behind me. And you morph and it just inflames behind you.
I wanna read that comic book or watch that Marvel movie of the superhero that's like, I really want to help you, but I can't because if I do, like half the city will explode if I transform.
Just by turning on my power.
Literally, I'll kill more people by turning my power on than I would by turning it on and killing this monster.
You're safer if I don't transform.
Yeah. Also, I did a quick look up. The White Ranger controlled the Stegozord, and and Tommy as the Black Ranger was the Brachiozord.
He had the bronchitis
Yeah,
sore.
that long neck disease.
Yeah, kind of a sore throat power.
I mean, in all honesty, what more is there to say about this episode besides just like if you want to watch Power Rangers fight, this is a good one for it, I think.
Yeah. Plenty of action. Seems like they picked up some friends along the way.
Yeah, you know, if you're into Power Rangers, obviously keep watching through the season to find out why they're there and who they've met and blah, blah, blah. But come on.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Those are a
pretty
lot of
quick. Shoot,
They are
days
pretty
of
quick.
nothing.
38 episodes, nothing. You got one summer, you can do it. Just like every kid in the world.
Yeah. You like making lunch, throw on a Dino Thunder.
Got that, Joe? When you're making lunch tomorrow, throw on Dino Thunder.
No promises. We'll see.
Making
I'm
your
gonna
mac and cheese and hot dogs.
What time do you normally eat lunch for work?
You're gonna check
during
on me
work-
to see if I'm
During your work day. Yeah, what time do I gotta text you and ask you watching Dino
gosh.
Thunder?
6 a.m.
Okay. Set an alarm. You really want me to text you at
Yikes.
6 a.m. and ask you if you're watching Dino Thunder? Is that what you want?
Yeah,
Hope
I
your
want
phone-
a reminder.
All right,
What are
cool.
you doing at 6 a.m.? You're making your
text-
lunch for the day?
Joe's apparently making
Brown
his
bagging
lunch. Unless he's a dirty liar. But I would assume he's not. So he's making his lunch at 6 a.m. And I'm going to text him and make sure he knows to watch Dino Thunder.
Cool.
I really like the idea of you brown bagging it to then just work from home. But it's like, now it's
Yeah, it makes
made.
it feel like I'm going somewhere.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do. Keep your routine, man. Routines are important
That's
for
right.
productivity.
Should we get into predictions?
Yeah.
I guess I went first last time, so I should go again, huh? First one was Elsa is a good guy / helps good guys. I mean, she's human. So I guess, does that mean she's automatically a good guy or what?
She wasn't a bad guy.
I think she's a good guy.
Yeah, she definitely wasn't a bad guy. But
She
she
didn't like
yeah.
help. She didn't
I was
get in
curious
the way. So
I was
that's
curious
helping.
about that at the beginning, but when Tommy was like so adamant about saving her, I assumed she was at least their friend at this point.
Yeah.
I'm taking it. I'm taking the
Yep.
point.
All right.
Number 2, there was an Ankylosaurus Ranger / Zord, and unfortunately that is not the case. Stego and Brachio. No Ankylo. Real missed opportunity, Power
No Friar
Rangers.
Tuck either.
Number 3, Tommy steps away from Zordoning to Zord riding, aka he's a Power Ranger now. That is correct.
Yeah, for sure. Black
Black
Ranger.
Ranger. Didn't
but,
see
yeah.
that coming.
No, definitely not. When you saw White Ranger, Black Ranger, or like Tommy's definitely the White Ranger, right?
100%.
Blimp or Zeppelin. I saw none of those things, unfortunately. And then we all had Mesagog is Anton Mercer, and that turned out not to be true either. So, but I'm going to take 2 points.
I'm bummed about that. Okay, I said that Tommy says it's morphin time. He didn't specifically say that, but he is a ranger.
He specifically said the other thing, Dino Thunder, whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then Mesogog is Tommy's old partner. That didn't happen. Cassidy she's not kidnapped, but I was right. She came around in the end, and they were all she declared them all friends, which is kind of funny. But she could have, turned them in, and she didn't. Even though it wouldn't have mattered, because I guess they don't have powers anymore anyway. But they had some like footage that they gave back. So anyway, but she's not kidnapped. They're the gems are Dunzo. So I guess that's true.
They explicitly called out the fact that they're just useless rocks now.
Oh right, they're just like artifacts for a museum.
Yeah. So
I guess that's good. And then no talking dino bot alpha type character, which is I think that was a missed opportunity personally. So I think I got 1.
Sounds about right.
Cool. I think I need to give up on them that they're ever going to do any sort of nostalgia thing. I think they're just going to be, we got to sell our brand.
Keep moving
as much
forward.
as I want it. Yeah.
I feel like they probably do nostalgia things, but I just don't know if they do them on the first and last episodes of the Power Rangers. There is definitely some episode that it's like all the Red Rangers from previous things or something like that come together.
Yeah.
But like that's not in the first or last, so you got to think about that.
Sure.
It's your lessons for season 8, Jimmy. We'll see if you learn. Stay tuned, everybody. Joe.
I have that Connor kicks an object with distance, and he did not. Ethan hacks a mainframe, which he didn't really do any computer stuff at all. I had that Kira plays a new original song, which she definitely did to close the show at prom. It was a very country-ish Avril Lavigne song.
It was better than Freak Out, Freak Out, Freak Out.
It was full band this time, so there's that.
Yeah, to a clip show.
Mm-hmm. I had that Tommy goes on a quest, which he's specifically not because he's just like laying low, being a teacher in town. So no for that. So 1 of 4.
Okay.
Still
pretty good for this pod.
Not bad. I'll take a point.
Once again, no one's ever gotten 25 points in a season. So if you get 1 point every single episode, statistically up until season 7, you win. I have no idea what anybody's points are going into the First and Lasties currently. So we'll see.
Maybe we did.
I don't think anybody got 1 point every single episode, but there was definitely some 2 or 3 pointers held by I think all of us at some point.
Ooh.
We all did. We all had a good episode. So, but we all had some pretty bad ones. So we shall see. Well, that concludes Dino Thunder, listeners. So you can turn this off right now if you don't want to hear me talk about how you should write in with show suggestions and spaghetti hot dog ideas specifically to Jimmy at F&L Podcast on the Gmail or on the Twitter. I still don't think that spaghetti filled hot dog thing sounds that bad. I'm telling you. Think about it.
Just the texture of like noodles in my hot dogs. I don't know.
You're gonna have to. I'm making it as quiet as possible so you can think about it, Jimmy. Think about it.
I am, and I just feel like they're just gonna feel alive in there, and it's just gonna be.
Especially if you didn't know that it was gonna be filled with spaghetti.
Oh,
You were expecting a hot dog.
No one's
you
trying
imagine?
to surprise you. Yeah. Oh, if you bit into a hot dog and there was
This is
noodles in
alive.
it, and you had no idea, that's nightmare shit.
Mhm.
I fully agree with you there.
But
that's
I'm
not what we're
gonna
trying to do.
actually have a nightmare tonight.
Please do. Well, write into us if you would like another for us to review or watch a show that we have not yet done, and we'll do it because we're just really good dudes. Next week is First and Lasties, season 7. I don't even know what the subtext, the subtitle to First and Lasties 7 is. We'll figure it out. It'll be on there. But that's enough for today. So tune in to find out what our favorite episode of the season was. Find out who won the season. Find out what silly other awards we give to all these deserving TV shows that we watched. All 25 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. This has gone on long enough. It's time to go. See you next week. Goodbye.
Should it be the First and Lasties Awakens?
As in like The Force Awakens?
Yeah.
See, obviously it's pretty good, but at the same time, I'm pretty confident we have had a Star Wars reference already in the First and Lasties.
100%. 100%. But how many 7th films are there?